Senator Laila de Lima joining me now from Washington. She is also the former chair of the Philippines Senate Committee on Justice and Human Rights. We really appreciate you joining us here on CNN today. It's incredible what you've been through. You've been ousted as the head of the committee that's been investigating these extrajudicial killings, as we said in that piece. You've been accused by Duterte's allies of being connected to the drug trade, and you've had some threats on your life. In light of all of this that you've been through since being the leading critic of Duterte, how have you been able to carry on and continue this fight to stop these killings?
Well, I just have to really continue fighting, because in the first place, killings have continued up to this very moment. As we speak, killings are happening. There are daily killings in the country today, and that's why I had to call for that Senate probe into the spate of extrajudicial killings, and that's when I again incurred his ire after having done so 7 years ago in 2009, when I also investigated the prevalence of killings in Davao City attributed to the so-called Davao Death Squad. So since killings continue, I have to continue criticizing it and calling for the end of those killings, because that is totally unacceptable. In the name of the so-called war on drugs, that cannot be the solution.
What is your ultimate goal? Considering the backlash you've been facing at home, what do you hope to achieve in the end?
Well, I'm just hoping, Amara, that one day he's struck with his conscience and start giving the orders to the police to stop the killings, because that is all that it would take for the president to categorically give that order to stop the killings. The moment it is done, I'm almost 100% sure that killings would stop. And I also hope that the majority of our people, of the Filipinos who are God-fearing, we Filipinos are God-fearing because we are a Catholic country, and therefore we all know that killing is bad, killing is a sin, killing is against the law of both men and the law of God.
But why do you think Duterte would actually stop the killings and heed these calls? I mean, there's been so much international criticism and condemnation. There's been so many stories about these families who've been impacted by these deaths of these quote-unquote suspects, and Duterte's approval ratings remain high. So what incentive does he have to listen to the criticism and the calls to just stop his war on drugs?
Well, really, that is something, of course, this is a wishful thinking on my part, and all others in the Philippines who are also opposed to what's happening in the country. But, he is a lawyer, he is a former prosecutor, and he claims to uphold the Constitution because that is his sworn duty. If he is serious and if he is sincere in upholding the Constitution and upholding the laws, then he should stop the killings, or he should order those killings to stop.
You're a lawyer yourself. Is there anything that Duterte has done and said that is illegal? I mean, first of all, let's talk about this admission that he made. Yes.
Correct. Well, there you have it. That's what I've been saying all along. That's what I've been, that's what I know all along, and that's what Mr. Cesar Matobato, the self-confessed hitman of the so-called Davao Death Squad, told us in the course of that Senate probe.
So what are the consequences of such an admission? I mean, he's the president of the Philippines, but you have a leader here saying, listen, I took the law into my own hands as a mayor, and I was on a motorcycle and I killed suspects. There was no due process. So what does the law say about a leader of a country doing that in the Philippines?
I should say that that is an impeachable offense. That is a culpable violation of the Constitution. That is betrayal of public trust, and that constitute high crimes, because these are mass murders. Mass murders certainly fall under the category of high crimes, and high crimes is a ground for impeachment under our Constitution.